Hello everyone, welcome back to the conservatory here at Rathbone Manor. Unfortunately, both of the car boot sales that I attend have been closed due to rain, heavy rain, so what I decided to do was bring you an update of my footprint wrench collectors club from last week. I know nobody's asked for it and I know hardly any of you are going to watch it, but never mind, here it is anyway. So let's bring the camera down here and we'll have a look at what we're looking at today. Okay, so these wrenches here have all been picked up over a number of weeks, possibly all from the same car boot sale, I think anyway, but just over a number of weeks. Apart from this one here, let's have a look at this one first. Okay, so this one here, as you probably remember, was very kindly sent to me by Nick H after I commented on it on his review. He picked it up from a car boot sale. I think he thought it was a footprint tool, but it's not. This one's by JS&S, as you can see there, with a little I think these are little compensators or controllers. I believe they used to use them on windmills originally, and then they moved over to steam engines to control the speed of windmills and steam engines. As you can see, it's got JS&S foreign. So what I've done is I've given this little fellow a little bit of a polish up. I've gotten rid of all the nasty sharp jagged edges on the back of the handle here. You can still see them. I've polished them out as best as I can. Give it all a nice clean over on the fibre wheel, and it looks a lot nicer now. So that's going into my collection of footprint wrench copies. Speaking of footprint wrench copies, what do we have here? Looks like a 9-inch footprint wrench, but it's actually not. This one is by Buck and Hickman. Still made in England though. This was obviously a lot grubbier when I got it, although I could see it had potential to shine it up, and polish it up I did, and you can see it's quite nice. It's obviously lost its original pivot pin, but I do like the way the original owner cut the bolt down flush to make it look nice. But obviously, you know, that's not going to do for me. So I jumped onto the lathe at work one day when I had a spare moment, and I knocked this little fellow up right here. What do you think of this, guys? I mean, I've got no idea what the original pivot pin for a Buck and Hickman pipe wrench looked like originally, because I can't find any pictures of it anywhere. So I had to use a little bit of you know, license on my part to make a nice looking wheel. Obviously this is about 19mm in diameter because I happen to like a wider wheel to get hold of. I believe it's almost 8mm thread, this one, not quite but almost. So let's fit it into the Buck and Hickman and see what it looks like, shall we? Okay, so first of all, get the bolt out. As I say, I quite like the idea that the original owner cut it down to make it look nice and neat. Very good idea, well done, sir. Pop it in, thread it in. What do you think, guys? I think that looks a lot nicer myself. What do you think? Now then, while we're on the subject of footprint wrench copies, I picked this little fellow up here along with this little genuine footprint here. We'll have a look at that one in a moment. Okay, so I thought when I picked this up, because it happened to be sitting at the top of the box, and I thought, oh, I like those footprint wrench copy. And the side of the box said, any adjustable spanner for 50p. So I picked this one out, and this one here, and the guy said, oh, you can have both of those for 50p. So I thought, yeah, that'll do then. Don't mind that at all. So when I got it home, I was looking at it, and of course, obviously it's got WLP initials on there, and also on the hook somewhere too, just there. And I thought, so yes, that's quite a nice copy. I wonder who made that. Anyway, there was a comment appeared under the video last week from a Lyndon Crow. So thank you very much, Lyndon. And he asked me, do I think this could have been a shop project, or you know, an apprentice piece, or made at school or something like that there. So I got to looking at it, and do you know what, Lyndon? I think you're probably correct, actually. Looking at this, look how square the hook is. It's not rounded off. Not only have we got WLP here, but I think also on here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Let's have a look at that. Albeit stamped upside down. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so we've got WLP stamped in smaller letters on the other side of the hook too. But there is something else of interest about it. If we take it apart, we'll see. Now what I've done is, if you look at the original, when I originally got this wouldn't thread all the way on. So I've sorted it out for WLP. I've done it properly. Right then, I've chuck it down there. I've threaded it a little further down the shaft here, so that the nut goes on that little bit further, and I think it looks a lot better for it. Okay, so let's have a look here, shall we? If you try and get this out this way, it doesn't want to come out at all. Look. So really, you've got to slide it out like this to get it out. But looking just here, look at that. Someone has brazed a new piece of metal into what was the original hole. Look at that. You can see where the original hole was. They've brazed a piece of metal and moved the hole along. And in fact, the holes don't really look all that level or equally spaced. Where's a ruler? Let's have a look at that. What do you guys think? Obviously, the new hole here at the end here is definitely a mile out. And how are we for, yeah, you see, look, they're not even, I don't think they're even equally spaced, these holes, to be honest with you. See, those two in the middle there are almost half an inch, but not quite. Same for that, those two there, they're not quite, but this one's like quite a considerable mile out. So I think this could very well be, as Lyndon says, because there's no name on the thing at all. This could very well be another apprentice piece, I think. This one's only a little short, small one. And of course, the other thing we can look at here is the state of the riveting. We've got one rivet here, as you can see, just there. And then we've got a rivet here, and there's also one just there as well, look. And they are awfully close to the teeth on the jaw. And there. You can just about see them in there. And this one's sort of mashed up rather badly, I thought, and on this side as well. Look what's going on here, look. So, yeah. And I think this little fellow has seen some use too. So WLP obviously used to use it. Let's get the... right, there we go. As I say, I've cut the threads a bit further. So it now screws up nicely. So there we go, WLP. I've done your work for you, mate. Okay, let's move on to the little Domino, or footprint wrench. This one is a press pin, as you can see. Open it out, you can see the slots in there. Push the pin, and you can slide it to the position you want to work with. This one was also, I don't know if you remember, guys, it was also quite bent just here. But I've managed to straighten that out in the vise at work. And it was really filthy, but when I stuck it in the ultrasonic cleaning tank, look what came out. TDG Co. So this one was owned by a company back in the day, a long while ago, I would imagine. I've given this one a little bit of a clean up on the wire wheel where I can get to it, because these, you know, you can't take this adjustment system out of here very easily. But we can see it's got Domino, which is Thomas R. Ellin, same as footprint. Domino here, made in England, and then we've got the patent number just there for the push pin mechanism, press pin mechanism even. So I was quite pleased to find that, because I do like to see tools with either the owner's name on, like this one here, or company names on them as well. I like to find that in tools, I must admit. Right, let's move along to this big Czechoslovakian made footprint wrench copy. I've cleaned it up a little bit, give it a scrub down with some cleaner, just to get the filth off of it. It's not as bad as it was, and it feels nice and clean now. It's not as nice as the other ones I got, obviously, because it's been used a lot more. And the hook, I hadn't noticed when I picked it up, but I noticed when I got it to work to show my mates at work, the hook was bent and twisted a little bit too. So what I did was I took it along to the workshop, put it in the large vise that we've got there, and applied pressure with our large, I think it's a 24-inch adjustable spanner to the end here, and give it a tweak until I straightened it out. As you can see, it is now, it's nice and straight. I believe it's a lot nicer than it was, and it's quite a nice one now. I do like these foreign made, these ones here, especially the Czechoslovakian ones. I like those a lot. They're quite nice. As I say, so I think it's somebody's idea of improving on the footprint wrench design. Whether it does not, I don't know, but I mean, this one's been fairly well used by the looks of it, and it doesn't look to be too badly damaged, apart from the slightly twisted and bent hook. But other than that, it's done rather well. So yeah, like that one. Okay then everyone, let's move along to some genuine footprint wrenches here again. I've been after one of these for quite some time now. It didn't look like this when I picked it up. This is what it looked like when I picked it up. Quite rusty, but luckily it was only the light rust that doesn't do too much damage to the tool itself. But this one is of the thumb wheel style, and you adjust it by turning the thumb wheel here. Very cool. Been after those for a while for my collection, so now I seem to have just about every type apart from one of the footprint wrenches. There was an early quick adjust one, which I think is going to be exceedingly rare and difficult to find. But yeah, this is the you can buy these ones today, and I don't believe this one is all that old, to be honest with you. So I was quite happy to pick that one up for my collection. So let us move along to this bad boy right here. So we move this one out of the way. Now then, when I picked this one up, I thought to myself, oh, that's interesting. It's got a replacement hook in here, and I don't think it's a genuine footprint hook at all. I thought this was what I was calling my 1/3 footprint wrench, because I thought it was just a footprint handle with a replacement hook, and obviously pivot pins have been lost at some point in the past. I've given it a bit of a wire brush over, and we can actually see it's got a footprint, made in England, and the footprint. So I thought, well, that's interesting, because I've got one in my kit that says the footprint on it, and it is this one right here. So look at that, as you can see, look, there we go. The footprint, made in England, footprint. And we have, you just about make out footprint stamped into there, because this one's had a bit of a hard life, as you can see. Again, owned by a company, S&M Gas Co by the looks of it. So this has had a very hard life, this one. We've got teeth missing and all sorts, look. Had a right bashing. But I think this is one of the first ones I picked up. Now then, as I say, the interesting thing is this one does actually have K0708 on it, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, because it's not a genuine footprint wrench. But if we look at the style of the hook here, you can see they're exactly the same. See that? And the way they stick out from the lower handle there, they're exactly the same thing. So I thought to myself, 708, that looks familiar. And the reason behind that is these two are also marked 708, as you can see there, look. This one here, 708, they're both marked 708. I can't see, on this one I can't see a K and a 0 in front of it, but it says 708. So I'm wondering if this one somehow got stamped 7K0708 and was missed out on the footprint made in England side of things for some reason or another. So that is quite interesting. As I say, as you can see, it's very similar to that one's slightly different. It's got a more rounded curve to the hook just there. This one is slightly flatter, as you can see, as is this old fella here. So I'm going to say these two are probably from the same period, but for somehow or another this one's missed its footprint stamping on the hook here, and this one may have been stamped 708 somewhere, but I can't see it now. As you can see, it's very faint just here on the stampings, but they both have the footprint. Same with this one here, look, it's a bit fainter, but if we zoom in you can actually see the footprint, made in England, K708. Where's another one? Here we are, look, see, 708, it's the same. So this is actually another genuine footprint wrench that's unfortunately lost its pivot pin. However, I'm not about to going to change make a new pivot pin up for this one, because I quite like how thick the head of this bolt is, and you know, it looks, in my view, quite nice. So I'm going to leave that one as it is. I'm not going to bother cleaning it up either, so this one is going to stay as is, and part of my collection too. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed the Footprint Wrench Owners Club update there. While I'm at it, I'd like to welcome Ben along to the Footprint Wrench Collectors Club. Ben, Tool Addict there, because he's got himself the complete set of footprint wrenches now. He's got from 14-12 right down to little 4-inch as well.
Right guys, so I believe I have joined the Nash Rathbone Club of Footprint Collecting Excellence by being a full member. So we've got here.
So welcome along, Ben. I see you. I think you've got rid of your thumb wheel wrench one and probably some of the others, but obviously I think you should have kept that and the press pin ones as well, so that you can become a full member, complete 100% member of the Footprint Wrench Collectors Club. But yeah, other than that, well done Ben for joining. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at the these old wrenches here. Quite pleased to get this one for my collection. I haven't got one of these, or I hadn't got one till last week. Hopefully I can get out to the boot sale next week. We'll have some much better weather next week, so hopefully I can get another edition of the Footprint Wrench Collectors Club and flea market car boot sale report going again. But as I say, it's been rather wet here over the last few days, not been very nice at all, so you know, they've just been cancelled, so unfortunately. Okay then everyone, thanks for popping over, taking a look at this lot. I know nobody asked, and as I say, I don't think anybody's probably going to be watching it, so I might be sitting here watching it all by myself. So let's see how many views we can get on this one. Probably just the one, I'm thinking. Me. I don't know if you're interested, but I didn't feel all that well yesterday morning, to be honest with you. I went out and did the shopping, got back, and I felt really quite unwell. I didn't know what that was all about. I know last week I had my second COVID shot, so did Mrs. Rathbone too. Sunday after, this was a Saturday, the Sunday after I felt slightly bad, but whether it was connected to that I really don't know. I felt really quite horrible and dizzy, and I got home, and I know Mrs. Rathbone wanted to go out and buy some more plants from the market stall and look for some more reading books for herself as well, but I just got home and laid on the bed, and the bedroom ceiling was going round and round and round. It was like, oh god, it was horrible. But anyway, I decided that as she wanted to go, I'd go with her, and I think I managed to walk it off to a degree. So feeling a lot better this morning, luckily. Don't know what that was all about. Really weird. Anyway, I hope to get out to the car boot sale next week. It'll be car boot sale number 1, weather permitting, of course. Looking out for some more vintage tools, anything of interest that I find, and we'll take a look at them. So, alright then guys, well thanks for popping over, and I'll see you next week then. See you later.